those freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They find some open field here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Play fake. Cousins. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing to start the drive. Daly. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Ficken, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A first down throw for Cousins. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it, but it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
They'll run for it. Cook, and he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Cousins.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Lions force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Daly, and that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
On 1st and 10, Daly. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Lions are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Ficken, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They run again on 1st down. Cook
knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Well, the Vikings at 11-2 now, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And they were a bit fortunate last week having to gut out a one-point victory, so they definitely have some room for improvement here. But that type of a win leads them to believe that they can get much better in the future.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Play action now. Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. Throwing, Cousins.
They try to set up the screen. Oh, nearly disaster. But it's incomplete. Not much chance of that working. Almost intercepted. It's second down.
Again, it's Cousins. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Julian Okwara
in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31-32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal.
Cook will score. Touchdown, Vikings. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Daly, he's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
They're going to try and throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Cousins now to throw on first down. And this is Cook with a grab.
And the Vikings are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal.
Here's Cousins.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew.
He's got a man, complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Throwing on first down. Daly.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Working with a 2nd and 4. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Looking to throw. Daly, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Vikings kick is good.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game.
That is caught by Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Cousins again. And this is caught at the 8. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson from 8 yards out.
And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a...
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there as the first half is winding down.
And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Ficken, up and good.
And that gives them a 3-point lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it did.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
They'll run with Cook. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Dalvin Cook so good in the open field, but he's equally good down here near the goal line. He can find those seams and just push his way through. So he might get another chance or two to punch this one in.
Again, it's Cook. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you're...
And this time he is in.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
64 yards on the ground for him so far.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. Second and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
On play action, Cousins.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so...
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes in.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And
the third interception thrown by Cousins.
Picked by Tracy Walker.
And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And that's caught inside the 30. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 73 yards.
And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
an opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Running for it, here's Cook. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 94 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Here's Cook again.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for because they'll need to continue to rely on them to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try and run for it. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town.